What's going on, good people? It's your boy Jay Koostix, singer-songwriter, back here with episode 6 of the Creators Arena podcast. Just so you know, I've been a musician about four or 5 years. I'm an adult musician who fell in love with soul music, and now I'm here to help other, parents or musicians who are just getting started pursue this journey. I have a book out called Living What You Love on Amazon, and my next one, Divine Self-Belief, should be out. If not already out when this come out, it should be out soon. And yeah, this podcast is about helping you through that creators arena. That when you're in that arena by yourself and your mind's playing tricks on you while you're trying to learn and get better, this podcast is to help you break through and succeed on this journey. So without further ado, let's get started on episode 6.
Tell you about this thing called energy. Everybody's got to own it while you can. And you can't let nobody do it who don't grow with your life plans. Cause everybody likes to care as long as...
Alrighty, here we are, episode 6. We back at it again with the Creators Arena podcast. And this episode is about how to get quality practice time when you don't have much time. Whether you're singing, you're a guitar player, and you're a parent, or you have a full-time job, this podcast is going to help you to make sure that you're still improving with that little time that you do get, so you can see that improvement over time, even though you're only putting in a little bit of time because of how busy you are. And it's going to make you so effective and make you so successful. So we're going to get right into it. And this first strategy that's going to help you get quality practice time is to make your practice time a little shorter. Many of you probably have to regardless, but make your practice time a little shorter and make sure it's focused and you practice deliberately. So let's expand on that. So let's say, for instance, you just get off work or, get off school or whatever you're doing, taking care of the kids, and you got them down, and you normally, you're tired and you don't want to put in 45 minutes. You don't have that in you. So that's perfect. You can narrow it down to 15 minutes and still get just as much quality time as you would have with 45 minutes. Because with that 45-minute practice, around 30-minute mark, you might start losing focus. But 15 minutes, if you're practicing the instrument and you're hitting every note perfectly, you're not just running through it just because you only have 15 minutes, but you're focusing on slowing it down, hitting every single note perfectly. Or if you're working on vocals, you're doing every technique with the right form, right posture, and you're doing it correctly, and you know what you're working on each exercise, and it's deliberate and focused without distractions or stopping, that 15 minutes is going to be perfect for you. So short practices, you can actually add more of those even when you do have time, because if you break long practices down into short practices and taking breaks in between, that time where you're focused and deliberate, you're going to make improvement. And the key word is deliberate practice, which means where you're making sure you're doing it exactly the right way. You're going only as fast as what's right. Only go as fast as what's right, which means only go as fast as you're hitting the correct notes. You're not stumbling over something on your vocals or your guitar and then just you keep going just because you don't have a little time. Nope, you go back until you do it right. And when you're doing it right consistently over and over slowly, you're going to eventually get fast automatically. So go perfect, go slow, and you'll get better. Stay deliberate. And with that short period of time that you do have and you're doing it right, you're going to see the improvements you want. And you don't have to worry about, so-and-so's getting more time than me. They're going to improve way more than I will. You have to focus on you, focus on deliberate practice, because if they're doing a lot longer and they're messing up a lot throughout their practice and not, focused and, taking all these breaks, then they're not going to be much further than you. You might pass them up because yours is deliberate, which means every single short practice, you're getting better, and that's going to help you out. So I hope you can apply that one. So that was the first one. The second strategy is to help you get quality practice when you don't have much time is you can either practice in the morning before everyone wakes up or at night when everyone sleeps. And again, it can be a short practice because I know you'll be tired or you're getting the kids ready or you're getting yourself ready for work. My strategy, what I've done to help me is I will either go in my car or the garage and just get my 10, 15 minutes before everyone's up, or after everyone goes to sleep. And it's quiet. I can take my time. I don't have to rush. The kids aren't interrupting me. The wife, I can hang with her at night, help her get the kids ready. And in the morning before they're all up, or in the evening when everyone's asleep, it's quiet and I can focus, and it's deliberate because, I'm not starting and stopping. So the key is to get a time where you won't start and stop. If you need to take your instrument to work and, go drive in the empty parking lot on your lunch break and use 15 minutes of, no distraction, you can do that too, or practice your vocals in a parking lot somewhere. But my preference is the garage or my car, and I sit there and I go for it, and I get a quality practice. It's not a lot of time, but it's quality, it's uninterrupted, and it's focused. So, and it's deliberate, and so that helps me, and I hope that can help you. And let me go to the third one. I have my notes here because I want to make sure I'm giving you great advice. The third strategy to help you get quality practice when you don't have much time is to narrow down your practice to one focus or one technique. I know we want to learn a lot in one session, but when you don't have time, or you're a parent, or you're a student, or you got a full-time job, it's best to just focus on one technique a day. It's kind of like how, people that work out a lot, how they break their body down to certain parts they work on each day. That's kind of the way you have to do it with music as well when you don't have a lot of time. So if you're working on guitar, you can work on the A major scale, trying to get that down. Work on a few certain chords. Work on verse 1 of a cover song you're trying to get. And focus, like I said, on deliberate practice, just going slow, getting that perfectly. And then the next session, go to the next verse or next technique or next scale. If you're doing vocal workouts, work on, just keeping that larynx down, or focus on getting that open throat. That's how I do it. I just choose a few things. My vocal practices are no more than 15, 20 minutes, and I choose those, and that 1 or 2 technique, and I just try to perfect it in that session. I'm not by no means an expert. There's great people online you can follow, but just focus on one technique, one strategy, and just try to master that in that session. And do that for a few sessions each day, then go to the next technique. And that's one way. If you don't have a lot of time, just focus on one thing you want to learn and just keep building it each practice. And I think that will help you, and I think it will be awesome for you. Okay, and the next strategy, which is some of you might not want to do it, but some of you will. But I think it really helps because your mind connected to your practice will help. So this next strategy is to do visual practices when you don't have time. So if you're at your kids', activities, or you're driving to work, you're at your desk, at your full-time job, you can do some visual practices. And what visual practice is, whatever you're working on when you're not that you have been struggling on, you have to visualize yourself succeeding at it. Sorry. Visualize yourself hitting each one of those notes perfectly. Try to feel it as if it's really happening. Same with your vocals. Feel that throat open and clear. Feel that technique. Feel you hitting that beautiful note. And that, in turn, actually will help you when you get to your real practice, because your mind doesn't know the difference between real or fake practice. Your mind will see that you have practice, and when you apply that and get back to your practices, you're gonna learn those techniques and strategies in a lot less time, because you're applying your visual practice throughout the day. A lot of athletes do this before games. They will visualize, game-winning shots, visualize themselves doing amazing, and it applies in the game because, like I say, your mind is so powerful. It doesn't know the difference between you actually doing the activity and you thinking about doing it. So try to use all 5 senses, close your eyes, and visualize yourself just going forward, hitting it, and doing it perfectly. And try to do it as often as you can, as often as your mind will allow you. When you're when you're watching TV with family or friends, just take 30 seconds to visualize, a minute, and try to just go into deep as you can with that thought and feel it as if it's really happening, and allow it to fully shine and allow it to fully, happen in your head. So I hope these strategies help you. I have more videos on YouTube. Like I say, this is the Creators Arena podcast. I want you to follow it. You're going to get a lot of great strategies because I'm on the same journey with you. So you learn from someone who is a parent, who is going for music, who is trying. So I'm going to repeat those 4 ways to get quality practice when you don't have much time. The first one was to shorten your practice and make it focused and deliberate. The second one was to practice in the morning or at night before everyone, wakes up, or after everyone goes to sleep, in the garage or in your car. Make sure you're somewhere safe though. Narrow down your practice to focus on one technique at a time if you don't have a lot of time to practice. And the last one is to perform visual practices when you're away from the instrument or you're not doing your vocal practice, because this will help you when it is time to practice. And I believe if you apply these, you're going to get great quality practice every time. You're going to be able to improve every time when you don't think you're improving because you don't have as much time as those musicians who have way more time. You're going to get better, and soon. Like me, myself, I don't practice as much as I would love to because I have a full-time job, kids in several activities, and I love to hang with my family. But the practice time I have created, I actually put it in my book, Living What You Love. You can see my daily plan, and I break it out. And it's not a lot of time on each task, but it's effective time. And I want you to get that same quality practice time. So I love to end my podcast and my videos with just a life advice. And today's advice is, don't convince yourself that it's too late to pursue something or do something. You are right where you need to be. You're not too early there. You're not too late. You're right where you need to be pursuing what you want to do. This is the perfect time. The fact that it's on your mind means it's the perfect time. So stop convincing yourself it's too late. It's too early. You don't have enough tools. You're not ready. You are ready. Go for it. Do it. And make it happen. I believe in you. Until next time, you can watch my other podcasts. Follow the Creators Arena on all social networks. Follow me, Jay Koostix. Follow my music everywhere, my socials. Jam out some soul music on your favorite streaming platforms. Until next time, I'm outie.
Well. Don't let me tell you about this thing called energy.